Aldi has literally some of the cheapest and the weirdest grocery items that I have ever seen, and I love it so much. If you don't know what an Aldi is, literally tell me where you have been living, because I never ever want to move there, because without an Aldi, I would not be able to afford groceries. If you don't know what it is, it's basically a discount retail grocery store that has all sorts of different kinds of products, including non-grocery items. Like, they sell rugs and dog food bowls and stuff too, all for a slightly cheaper or significantly cheaper price than you would get at Walmart. I currently don't have access to an Aldi all the time, and I definitely feel it in my grocery budget whenever I do go grocery shopping. Luckily, I can access a Walmart still, so it's like a little bit better, but I definitely miss the Aldi. I went in on this day for literally just a couple of things. I just needed some cabbage, I needed some squash, I needed some zucchini, just a couple of normal like staple things, because I had bought some pitas on sale and I wanted to make this really delicious stuffed thing for the pitas. However, as I always do, I got involved in everything else that was at the grocery store. Luckily, the Aldi makes it so that it is so much better to get all of these different kinds of things, because you can get a lot more stuff for a lot cheaper. For example, the cabbage that I was getting was literally so much cheaper than like the equivalent head of cabbage would have been at like a Walmart or a Publix. I mean, Publix is like unmentionable. They're so expensive, not at all in my price range. But even compared to like the Walmart, the Aldi prices definitely beat them. Bananas are always just so weird to me, because it's like you either get a really, really good deal for bananas or you get like not so great of a deal. I also picked up some avocados because I really love avocados. They're such a great source of healthy fats and they're so nutritious. I love putting them in my pitas. And then I grabbed some bell peppers too, because again, bell peppers go really hard on pitas and just like pita pockets, all of that kind of stuff. And then, as I always do, I went and perused the bakery section. I know, I really shouldn't, because like it's not healthy, but everybody needs a sweet treat every now and then, am I right? So I was looking around, and let me tell you, I was kind of appalled by these bread prices. Like, they're not that bad, but like I remember distinctly a few years ago that same loaf of bread was literally 89 cents. And now it's like over $1, which is just like, that's so crazy to me. Like, people cannot afford this. I don't understand what's going on, and it is so sad. I also really, really love the Aldi freezer frozen section, or just like their refrigerated section in general. The cheeses go so hard. They're so cost effective in comparison to buying cheese literally anywhere else. It tastes just as good, and if you use it up quickly, it's not even that bad. And so I did pick up a couple of cheeses for my pita pockets. And then I was looking at the deli meats. Sometimes they are good, sometimes they're not. I also saw that they had these like canned biscuit things. And I was like, I really want some canned biscuits. Biscuits are my weakness. I love biscuits, so I always will pick it up. Then I looked at the salmon. I don't really love fish. That might be like a slightly unpopular opinion, but I don't love fish. I have been trying to get into it because, again, it's a really healthy source of fats. It's like good for you. It's like really, really nutritious. I figured I might as well get it. I also took a look at the chicken. Now, the chicken was a pretty decent price, I will say, so I picked up a packet of that. I really love just roasting these with a few spices, and sometimes I grill them. They're just really, really good in general. You can see my mom here picking out which chicken to get. We did end up getting a couple of different packets of that. It is so delicious every time she makes it for me. I'm so appreciative for my mom. She's literally the best cook ever. And then I was taking a look at the juices and the dairies and stuff. Now, I have to admit, I'm not really the biggest fan of dairy. I don't really drink dairy. I don't really use dairy that often. But occasionally, I do like getting a little bit of dairy. The eggs, $1.97 for 12 eggs is ludicrous. I was not about to buy them. I will go without eggs. I don't need eggs that badly. Then I was looking at the frozen vegetables. Again, these pita pockets turned out so good. They were so nutritious. They had a bunch of different things in them. They tasted just delicious. I always pick up some of these beans whenever I go to the Aldi. They're just so good. And you stir fry them with just a little bit of oil and they just taste so good. And they're really low calorie too, because it's literally just a tiny little bit of oil and then the green beans, some seasonings. They go so hard. And then I took a look at the different kinds of like frozen goods that they had. They had a ton of ice cream. Now it is not warm enough yet to get ice cream, so I did not get any ice cream. But I was looking at the different kinds of frozen fruits. Frozen fruits have become my weakness. Fresh fruits and frozen fruits, FYI, are basically the same thing. In fact, frozen fruits are a little bit better because they pick them when they're ripe and then freeze them, as opposed to not frozen foods that get picked when like they're not quite ripe yet, and then they get processed and then it takes a whole journey to get there. So frozen fruits have always been my go-to. They're so delicious. I pop them out of the freezer and I just eat them like that, like straight out of the bag. It's like true fruit, but less expensive and more nutritious for you. That is the aisle of no like rhyme or reason. They just throw everything in there. I have to say I'm a little intimidated of that aisle, mainly because I know that whenever I go in there, I 100% will end up with a bunch of stuff that I don't actually need. So I never ever go in there. Occasionally though, I will take a little peek from the outside. They also sell baklava, which is so crazy to me. The frozen strawberries are so much better than actual strawberries to me. I love the little crunch of the frozen. And then I picked up some carrots. Once again, I love shredded carrots, especially in my pita pockets. I was taking a look at the bags, trying to make sure that I was getting the best quality, because one thing that I will say about Aldi produce is that it does kind of tend to go bad a little bit quickly, so you have to make sure that you really peruse what you're buying and make sure that you're buying like the best that you can. We ended up with a pretty good packet of carrots. This was like a 3-pound bag, I think, and we ate it up in literally 3 days. So our family loves carrots. And then the last thing that I kind of looked at was all of these different like treats and stuff, because I didn't get anything from the bakery. I was really good. And I didn't get anything from here either. I was really good on this day. Chocolate almonds are my weakness though, so I will unfortunately always take a look at them. I did not buy them though. I had the willpower to keep myself from buying them. And I just really like looking at the different kinds of treats and stuff they have. If anything like really strikes out at me, nothing did on this day though, so I just left with my vegetables. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe for more, and I will see you next time. Bye.